Welcome to the Rock.
Welcome to the G5 Hive and a special episode we've got planned for you today. We are here with Kaedin Robinson. He is a two-time All-Sun Belt honorable mention, second team All-Sun Belt in 2023 from the Pro Football Network. He tied for the Sun Belt lead with 10 touchdown receptions last year, but maybe one of the biggest feats was having 8 catches for 118 yards in that downpour of a bowl this last year. What was it like playing in that type of weather?
Man, it was crazy. At first, when we went out for warm-ups, it was raining, but it was like, okay, I played in rain like this before. And then we went back in before the game started and came out. It was just like a crazy downpour, and I was like, whoa, we about to be running the ball all game. And then we passed it, and we made plays. It was fun.
What is that talk in the huddle like when there's, what was it? It's like 14 fumbles or like some ridiculous thing. Like, what is the message that coach is saying in that huddle?
I mean, coaches is like protect the ball at all costs. I mean, he knew what the conditions were, and we practice ball security every day. So, but with them type of conditions, it's hard. It's hard to protect the ball every play. It just slips out. The center was getting stuck in the mud on the field. It was crazy. It was a crazy experience.
It was a crazy game to watch too, man. Like, I as a fan, like, you're happy to be at a bowl game and watch your team play, but then, like, I don't know, like, you feel like you spend all that money and you go down there. It's a sunny Florida, and that's the weather that you're welcomed by.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But we practice like every day. Like Coach Clark, he hates the indoor. So like rain, sleet, snow, no matter the conditions, we're going outside. Like, so we were prepared for it. It was just like we got caught by surprise a little bit because that rain was crazy. Like coaches were saying, like they don't even get that wet in the shower. So yeah.
There was puddles on the field.
Oh yeah, the middle of the field, like the 50-yard line with the Cure Bowl logo, it was like painted black. So like the water was just sitting on top of it. So I went out there like mid-game, like before halftime, and just put my foot on it, and like my whole foot was sunken under. I was like, whoa, it's crazy. It's kind of scary too, because like running routes, you gotta break down. Like routes are supposed to be rolling. I had to break down, chop to make sure I didn't slip or anything. But it was a fun experience overall. I love that game, and I got to do it at my old school.
What's it like, playing in a bowl game versus playing in any other game, or even like a rivalry game or something like that? What's that difference?
I wouldn't say it was no difference for me. It's a game. It's a game. We're trying to win, of course. We wanted the ring. But it's fun. It was a fun experience just leading up to it. Down in Orlando for the week, we got to stay at Disney. We got to just have fun, meet the other team as well. It was a cool experience for sure because it was my first bowl game I've ever had. So.
Awesome. Well, who introduced you to the game of football?
My dad, for sure. Yeah, he had me outside running routes when I can't even remember how old I was, but I remember doing it.
Did you play any other sports as a youngster, or was it just football?
Oh, basketball and baseball. Yeah, I played everything up until freshman year. That's when I stopped playing baseball, but I kept playing basketball. Yeah.
Can you walk us through your journey from ASA JUCO in New York to UCF to App State?
Yeah, so I got to JUCO. It was a trimester school, so I had to leave. I graduated, I think, like the end of May, like May 28th of high school, and I had to report there like June 9th. So I had to go up there early. It was crazy in New York, man. We didn't have a locker room, we didn't have a cab, we didn't have anything. So it was a tough experience, but it taught me a lot, and I got to grow up fast. I was an 18-year-old kid, just like had to go. So, but it was a good experience. I had a great freshman season out there. I think I was like All-American, honorable mention, first team, all conference and whatnot. And that led to me getting like a dozen plus, 20 plus offers. Ended up choosing UCF. The second season for JUCO, it got canceled because of COVID. So I was at home just training every day, waiting to go to UCF. Got to UCF in 2021, had a coaching change. I was recruited by Coach Hive and his staff. I got there January, and then I think maybe end of January, early February, he left. that's when Coach Malzahn came in and took over the job, and it was just a different experience for me. I wasn't used to them, and I just decided it was best for me to hit the portal and see what was out there for me. And App State, Coach Clark and them took another chance on me, and the rest is history.
So, like you mentioned, your second season there at JUCO was canceled due to COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So when you committed to UCF, that was all like, during that time. What was the recruitment like due to COVID? How was that different, and how did that impact you?
It was like this. Everything was virtual. I couldn't go anywhere. So it was kind of tough to make a decision. I had to really dive deep and do my research within every program that I was really considering, with what guys were leaving the room, like receiver wise, how many guys they had coming back. And at that time, UCF just made the most sense to me. They had 4 guys, I think, or 3 guys get drafted that year. And it was a brand new room. So I was like, it's an open opportunity to try to go play, make a mark early. And that's why I felt like UCF was the best option at that time.
And then you mentioned you transfer over here to App State.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of went into those decision factors with going to App State and then choosing App State?
Well, for me, it was like leaving JUCO. Honestly, it was between App State and UCF. But App State had a few guys come back: Corey Sutton, Thomas Hennigan, and Malik. So I was like, man, them guys gonna play. I already know I wanted to go play. So, but when I left UCF in the portal, me and the coaches here created a great relationship through recruiting, because we talked every day on the phone just like this. So it was easy to get a good relationship. And when I hit the portal, they were like the first people who called me, and then I came on a visit. And then Coach Clark told me, like, man, it's the last time I'm offering you. Either you coming or you ain't. So I said, Coach, right, just give me the papers now. I'm ready to sign them.
I think you're both glad you chose App State. It's been great
Yeah.
watching you guys so far.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there a certain wide receiver that you like to follow or model your game after?
I mean, I like watching all the guys. Like, I like watching Justin Jefferson, Debo Samuel, because I'm kind of a bigger body receiver. So I try to just take things I see them do and try to incorporate into my game. It's not really that I model my game after anyone. I try to just be myself.
One of the things I really like about wide receivers is there's different ways to win. You can win at the line of scrimmage, in your route, at the catch point. If somebody's never watched you play a game, where would you say that you win?
I think I win a lot at the line of scrimmage, because people look at me and they probably think, oh, this guy's probably not that fast, and then I can just blow by him really fast. And catching the ball has always been easy to me, so I got good hands. So yeah.
So I've never played college football, stopped at the high school level. When you're watching NFL guys, when you're watching other people on other college teams, and you're watching that wide receiver position, what's the first thing that you're looking at? Is it their feet? Is it, when they're into breaks, hips? Like, what are you looking at?
I just look at the routes overall. Like, I like to watch how people manipulate people. So like, I could try to, if I see this guy do this, then I know I could do that if I play him. You know what I'm saying? So I try to look at things like that. How quick he can get in and out of breaks, how he can win at the line of scrimmage, because that's the biggest thing with route running. If you can win at the line of scrimmage and get in and out of your breaks, the only thing you got to do is catch the ball.
What would you feel is your main strength as a wide receiver?
Using my size and using my my like bigger body frame. I like going across the middle, catching the ball. A lot of receivers don't like doing that, and I think it's a lot of open space, and I don't know why receivers are usually scared to do that, but I like doing that.
Is there a particular area of your game that you've been working on more this offseason to try to get better, or that you want to improve on?
Yeah, for sure. I've just been working on route running in general, just getting in and out of breaks, because that's the main thing that people look at. Like, can he get in and out of breaks? Can he win at the line of scrimmage? So I've been working a lot of releases and a lot of just top end of my routes. And catches, of course. You try to get about 100 every day on the juggling machine.
Can you describe the difference coming into camp this season versus last season?
Last season, I think it was a lot of question marks within like quarterback situation. A lot of people didn't believe in the receivers we had, uh, and I feel like, and that was a lot of just like, you know what I'm saying. So, but this year, I feel like we all got experience, and it's gonna be a great year for sure. We got Joey back, we got me, Christian Horn, Mekhi Jackson. It's gonna be an explosive offense and a great team to watch for sure.
So last season, you predominantly played out wide up until that bowl game where they moved you to the slot. Earlier this year, I don't know, probably February, I think we interviewed App State Mania, and they said that we should expect to see you in the slot this year. Can you tell us more about that move and what we should expect to see from you in 2024?
Yeah, I moved into the slot going into that bowl game. Me and the coaches just had great conversations about it, and they felt like I could be more successful than I was in the slot than outside. And of course, my receiver coach, Coach Dawson, he played in the NFL and was like, man, I really think it'll help you if you get a lot of slot film work. And I like the slot because you're not really pressed by a player every play. You don't have to always win at the line of scrimmage. You're free. So you can just focus on winning your route. And that's why I like it, because I'm matched up with a linebacker or matched up with a safety who's not really great at covering. And those guys are just trying to make tackles. So it's going to be an exciting 2024 season for sure, me in the slot.
What are your goals for 2024 and moving forward?
As a team or just my personal goals?
Well, say both.
As a team, we want to win the Sun Belt Championship and, of course, host it and make that the playoffs, because I think we have a really great chance of doing that. And my personal goals, I want to be All-American. I want to have 1,000+ yards, 10+ touchdowns, and yeah.
What's it like to be featured in the much anticipated EA Sports return of the NCAA football game?
Oh, that was crazy. I didn't know what to expect. Somebody told me, though, I can't remember who. It was like 2 months ago, and was like, hey, I think you're gonna be featured in an NCAA game. But I just thought, like, aren't we all? We all play college football. Like, I didn't think much of it. And then the trailer dropped, and like all my teammates were calling me. I didn't even see the trailer when it came out. Like, I'm getting my phone's blowing up crazy. And I'm like, what's up? And then they were just showing me, and I was like, what? Is this real? And they was like, yeah. And then my phone was just going crazy all day. But it was cool to just see it. It was cool just to see App State in general, regardless if it was me or just the stadium. It was surreal, honestly. I feel like go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, because I was gonna say I feel like this game's a classic. It's gonna be a classic because it's been 11 years since this came out. So
yeah, I think the last one was 2014. So
14.
yeah, it's a
10 years.
long time coming for sure.
Yeah.
So the big question: are you going to play on PlayStation 5 or Xbox?
No, I'm an Xbox guy. I'm an Xbox guy.
Well, I mean, I assume you got paid NIL money for this video game that you're in now. So in today's college football world, NIL and the transfer portal are huge parts of it. How do you feel about those changes, and how have you seen it impact college football positively and or negatively?
NIL I think is great for college athletes because I feel like we deserve to get money, get paid for what you do. You put your body on the line every single day with workouts, with running, with practice, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's great that college players can get paid. And I do think it's getting out of hand, honestly, because you got players making more than your coaches. So like, and you don't know if guys might try to, hey, I'm making more money than you, coach. You can't tell me what to do. So that's a thing that we always talk with my guys about. Like, how do you think players is getting $1 million+ or acting, or you know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, I like the NIL thing. I think it should have a little bit more control over it. But at the end of the day, it's not my decision to say or what. So.
Are there any players at App State that may not have gotten a lot of playing time this past season, but folks that we should be looking out for in the fall?
We got a corner, I think, that will. Tay Yao, Mekhi Jackson, receiver. He kind of rotated in a lot last year. He's a really good receiver. I think he'll have a breakout year. And a player I'm just excited to watch this year is Jordan Favors, safety. So I'm excited to watch him. We go back and forth all day in practice, so it's gonna be a fun camp.
If someone has not seen you play, what is one game that you would recommend they go watch?
Miami of Ohio game, I guess, the bowl game. It'd be fun to watch. JMU, James Madison, would be a good game to watch just because it came down to the wire. Yeah, I'd say those two.
All right. Either high school or college, if you could replay one game in your career, what game would you replay and why would you replay it?
High school or college? I'd go this year, the Troy game, the championship game. I'd replay it because I feel like we came out flat. Um, I feel like they took the first punch, and usually we come out punching first. And yeah, I just replay that game because yeah.
So, like, Troy historically has like a really tough defense. Like, what
Yeah.
do they do that's like makes things so difficult for the offense?
They had a really good like D line. I think they a lot of different stunts. It's just hard to block those guys. I remember like I was in the huddle. I don't usually look at the D line because I'm always out wide. But we started huddling up a lot towards the end of the season. I'm like, God, those guys are big. Like, yeah, like just look big, just big guy. I'm like, dang, man. But they were a solid team overall, and if we get to play them again, I think we'll handle that. So yeah.
So, going along with that, like, what are other opposing defensive players or defenses that are the toughest to go against and why?
I would say that Troy defense as a whole was pretty tough. I feel like we couldn't get any like big play going. Like I don't even remember a big play happening. Everything was like had to work hard for like was like 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. Player wise, I think Carolina had a pretty good DB. I can't remember his name. I think he was number 29, tall, lanky kid. He was pretty solid.
Is there a particular routine that you have on game days or a particular song or artist that you like to listen to before games?
I tried to make a routine this year, but I'm just not that guy. Like I was like, man, I need to do this, this, and this, and I'm just like, this don't feel right because I've never had a routine with youth league, middle school, high school, and now. But no, I just go with the flow. I put my music on and do whatever comes to mind. Like either I'll go take a nap, go stretch, but I don't have a particular routine that I do.
Is there a particular artist you're listening to or?
No, I put it on shuffle. I can listen to anything game day, like anything. Hype, mellow, it doesn't matter. I like the hype. I like the hype, then I like the mellow before the game. And then like right before I go out, I like a hype song. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, we've done a couple of these and I've done a couple over the years, and there are a lot of football players that like the mellow songs.
It relaxes you because it's a lot of like feelings you get before a game and you just close your eyes, just listen to something mellow.
Yeah, yesterday I was talking with Devin Vosen, the receiver from South Alabama, and he commented too about he liked the mellow because
hmm
he's like he can understand like a defensive lineman wants the hype, right?
hmm
But as for him, he's like I'm trying to calm myself down,
Yeah.
be more calm.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of hobbies do you have outside of football?
I like shooting basketball. I like playing basketball to this day because all my boys that I grew up with in high school, they still play basketball like every weekend. So if I go home, I'm from Asheville, so I'm only 2 hours away. Sometimes I'll go play with them. Trying to get into golf, and I've been going to the range, working on my swing. So I want to get that down pat, which I probably never will because I heard it's the hardest game ever. But I just want to get good enough to go play.
It is a hard and frustrating game, man.
Yeah,
Like you feel like you figure it out, and then like all of a sudden you're like, what happened?
yeah,
I think the key is, at least from my experience, I would say is just consistency, like doing it, the repetition, doing it
yeah,
over and over and over again.
yeah, for sure.
Um, what is your favorite meal? What's your favorite thing to eat?
Uh, it honestly depends on where I'm at, but typically I'm a wings type guy. I like wings, man. Wings are really good to me.
Flats or drums?
I'm a drum guy.
And you
Yeah,
like traditional buffalo sauce, or is there another sauce you like?
yeah, I do. I do like a buffalo, but like lemon pepper sprinkle. Yeah,
All right, Buffalo Wild Wings. We've got black and yellow. Looks like a perfect NIL opportunity for you guys.
yeah, let's do it.
If you could sit down and have a conversation with any three people of your choosing, dead or alive, who would you choose and why?
mm. Um, I say LeBron James just because he's my favorite. He's my favorite player. Favorite athlete, honestly. Albert Einstein. Gain some knowledge. Probably a billionaire, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, one of them, just to pick their brain. Yeah.
That's the second time we've heard Albert Einstein. Devin Vosen said Einstein yesterday too.
Yeah.
Are there any special talents that you have that folks don't know about that you want to share, or maybe there's a special or hidden talent that a teammate has that folks don't know about? Any great singers, comedians?
No, we had a comedian, but he left. He hit the portal. But no, we got a singer on the team. He makes country music. His name's Thor Gentry. He plays O-line. He came from NC State. But no, I don't have any talent. I mean, I can snowboard, but like I don't think that's a talent. I mean, I just
that's a talent, man. I ski and I tried snowboarding and I could, yeah. I caught a front edge, knocked the wind out of myself, and I was done with it.
Yeah.
If you had to tell an aspiring high school player what the hardest part of being a college football player is, what would it be?
The hardest thing, I wouldn't say I would just say just stay consistent in everything you do with school, with workouts, with taking care of your body, nutrition, because all that plays a part, and you got to be the best you can be, because the best ability is availability to coaches and to everyone. So I would just say stay consistent, because you don't want to get on anybody's bad side, and you do the right things, then they're gonna look out for you. But if you're a jerk, then it's not gonna work well. And I don't care where you're at. So yeah.
Man, that's good. That's good information just for life in general, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you again, Kaedin, for taking some time out of your day to talk with us. Luke and I are super excited to watch you in App State this year. I know for me personally, you guys are, one of the top contenders for that G5 playoff spot. Certainly, in my opinion, the favorite to win the East and win the Sun Belt. So, I think that there's big things ahead for you guys here in the 2024 season.
For sure, man. I appreciate it, for sure.
I do have one question before we go. Not on here, but so I live in Iowa. I live in Muscatine, Iowa. Not a lot going on here. But Boone seems like a pretty cool place. What is it like on game day there? Like, describe it, who's somebody who's never been to Boone. What is Boone football like?
One word I would just say is crazy. Like when I was at UCF, I thought the bounce house was crazy, but man, it gets loud in Kid Brewer, like really loud all game, and it's just an experience that anybody should be like, you should want to come. Like honestly, like I think it could compete with any school in the country. It's no better feeling than running out that tunnel with Kid Brewer on a Saturday evening.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Like I said, I live in Iowa, and I'm like, this looks amazing on television. I wonder what it feels like.
Yeah. It's a fun experience. It's great.
Well, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you, Kaedin. If you are watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're listening to us in podcast form, please rate and leave a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Thank you for all your support. Until next time, we are the G5 Hive.